Hello, sweet friend. My name is Micah, and in this video, I would like to have a little chat with you. I'm trying to make a decision about my journal lineup that I was hoping you could help me with. And then later in the video, we're also going to have a little journal with me session. So I have been feeling a little cramped in my Hobonichi daily journal. I think it has something to do with the fact that every page is dated and I don't feel like I can just make double page spreads or entries that go over multiple pages, and that is really bothering me these days. So I just feel like I don't have a place to put all of the photos or all of the ephemera, and I'm getting so worried too about the bulk and the fluffiness of this and having it be usable throughout the rest of the year. And so I need to expand. I need a companion notebook to this that has undated pages, where I have more room for photos and ephemera, where I feel like I can use as much watercolor as I want and don't worry about the warping of the paper, and yeah, just freedom to play. And I had ordered myself a notebook for this very purpose. I have ordered this Sterling Ink B6 journal, and I had started in this and decorated it, and this spread we even did together on the channel, you know, and then I kept going and then it stopped. I was just not having fun in this journal. Like, we were just not really vibing, I guess. There's just something about, I don't know if it's the size of it, but I'm not in love. And I think even just looking back on these pages, I personally can see that I wasn't having fun. And that's really important to me. I think journaling should be fun and rewarding. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with the notebook itself. It's beautifully made and the Tomoya River paper is nice. Yeah, but we went on a couple dates, I guess. But it's not working out. This is not the one. And I know I'm going to use up this notebook or use the paper, so I feel very okay with putting this aside and letting this go for now. And then what I had tried, I figured why not go back to a trusty old friend. This Midori A6 notebook I have started back in May and then abandoned. But I thought maybe now it's time to come back, and it's giving me all the things on the spec list that I'm looking for, right? Nice paper, does well with watercolor, has a bunch of pages that I can just use up however I see fit. And so we did this spread together in my most recent Journal With Me video, and then I had done this cute little page. And I'm sad to say that somehow this is not really feeling like the answer either. And I'm almost a little heartbroken about it, because usually I'm a very big fan of A6. I'm a very big fan of the Midori cream paper. And I thought it would be so nice to, you know, have these both be the same size. Then, you know, even though I'm expanding to another book, they at least, you know, sit together so nicely. But yeah, I don't know exactly what it is, but I still feel cramped, which is strange because in the B6 I felt like it was getting too big. And so here I'm still feeling the same sort of constraints that I do in the daily journal, even though this is undated. This poor fella has been, you know, started and abandoned so many times. So these are some creative journal entries from last May. And then, yeah, in October, I had tried out the layout that is printed in the Midori One Day, One Page journal. You know, it has this like column of lines on the one side and then this empty space around it. And I was trying to decide whether or not that would be something for my 2024 lineup, but very quickly realized that I wasn't too sure about that. And then I had tried it as a just collage journal, and then it turned into just a swatch book. But yeah, we'll find a use for you at some point, my dear, because you're so cute. But yeah, I think I'm okay with letting this go for now as well. And that's when, you know, things got really complicated, because I was like, well, if even my beloved Midori A6 isn't working out, then what am I to do? Because I know A5 has never worked for me, and if B6 already felt a little strange, then, you know, that's weird. So I went through some of my finished journals and notebooks, trying to find the spark. And what really got my attention were, in particular, these two Traveler's notebook inserts. Because I love the way this looks. And I remember having so much fun putting this together too. And I personally can also see that I had fun with this. And I had fun with this. This is so cool. This is just making notes about what makes artwork whimsical. And I'd included all these examples. And so, yeah, I don't quite know why I haven't been in a Traveler's notebook standard size in a while, because it's giving me all the things I'm looking for. It has the Midori cream paper. It's undated. Because the inserts are so slim, I can add all the tip-ins, all the photos, all the watercolors that I want without having to worry about anything. So, and I'm clearly enjoying the format. Something about it is it's giving me enough space. Like, you can have a big picture or a big doodle, but also still have some writing space, but it doesn't feel as overwhelming as an A5 or even a B6. And I think it has something to do with how slim it is, just the format of it all. So that was already feeling pretty promising. And then a insert that I definitely want to get back into regular rotation is this right here, which is my commonplace book that is specifically about storytelling. I love reading about storytelling. I love doing research about fairy tales and their symbolism, or why we tell stories, and Greek mythology and all that kind of stuff. It's just really fascinating to me. And so I had started this insert sometime last year. Oh yeah, this was August of 23. Here I took some notes on a video essay by Quality Culture about Frog and Toad, the children's books. So yeah, did a bunch of notes there, really cool. And then did some more notes about wholesome storytelling. And this is really fun, and I want to keep working in this, but I keep, I guess, forgetting about it, because it isn't really, yeah, not really officially part of my lineup, I guess. I don't know. But while going through all of this, I did find an unused Traveler's Notebook insert. And so if I was to make that my companion to my daily journal, then I can put these two together in a cover. And then I would still only have sort of two books, right? The Hobonichi and the Traveler's Notebook. So it would still feel very manageable, very minimalistic in a way, but giving me all the things that I'm looking for. And I could even decide whether or not I want to either add a general commonplace book that is not just specifically about storytelling, or I could add a sketchbook insert if I feel like that would be something I want to carry around. But yeah, just Do you feel like I'm making good decisions here? Do you feel like I'm gonna be happy with the Traveler's Notebook insert? I do think it is worth a shot, and so let's just get into this cutie here and do a little journaling session. I'm actually going to skip this first page because I already know what I want to journal about is going to need a double page spread. And then where is my Traveler's Notebook clip? It's right here. I want to clip this down. And so for the Cat Collage Club April printable collection, I drew some cats going to a cafe. And they turn out really cute. So I have these here because while I was working on those designs, me and my husband actually went to a local coffee shop for a little work session because that was obviously on theme. Needed to do some research. And so I have these two cute photos here, which I want to include. Maybe we can do something like that, where one photo is up here and then another photo down here. Can you see? Yes. Okay. So maybe we do this, and then I could include a little label, coffee, like that. Oh, but I also have these little like coffee date, and I think I have that in bigger too. Yes, I have that in a little bigger as well, so I can also have that up there with it. Do you lay out your things before you glue anything down? It's obviously a little tricky with the Traveler's Notebook inserts because they don't want to lay flat. But okay, we'll work it out. And then maybe we could include this cutie here making the coffee. And then I could have some writing space down here. And then I was actually also, whoops, really looking forward to using one of these cats right here. This sort of like drinking coffee and contemplating, because there was a little bit of that going on too. Not quite sure. Maybe this one or the bigger one. Might be nice with the bigger one. And then we have some coffee beans that we can just have around here and there, and maybe like a coffee mug down here. Something to that effect. And then I feel a little bit like this is going a little too monochrome, and I don't really have a washi to sort of break it up. I mean, I do like these two with the color scheme here, but I think it's time for some watercolor, and I actually wanted to try something out that I have to show you as an inspiration. I've been reading this wonderful book called Why We Cook by Lindsay Gardner, and she does this really beautiful thing. I mean, all of these illustrations are gorgeous. This whole book is just beautifully illustrated. But she does this fun thing where here on the side, for example, do you see she just added these blue lines, but then where is it? I should have bookmarked it. She also does these cute strips of just pattern every now and again, and I think that is so effective. It brings a little pattern and a little color to the page, and it's not really complicated. And so I thought I might do a little strip here down the middle, and I could just maybe pick a green to also bring a different color to this spread. What do you think? Yeah, I think that's nice. Let's give it a try. Okay, so we need some watercolor. And then I have a couple pans here as well. I still need to figure out how I want to set up this little palette here. Just haven't gotten around to it yet. Okay, so how are we going to do that with the clip? I think we're just gonna move all of the stickers off. Oh wow, that leaves a little bit of dirt on the page. And then maybe we just hold down this page. Okay, I think we can work with that. And then actually, what is this color? That is very limey green. Don't think I want that. I want like a muddy green. A beigey green. Yeah, I think that's nice. Okay, a little bit more water. Do you like using watercolor in your journaling? Maybe I can figure out like a compilation of all the things you could do with the watercolor, like these patterns, or are there just more abstract backgrounds? Let me know if that would be something you're interested in. Okay, I think I'm just going to do sort of like a plaid, just really simple, just nothing too complicated. Just doing some lines. And I'm not looking to make them perfect. I want them to be looking handmade and wobbly. I'm not gonna get them straight anyway, so I always think, why not lean into the handmade aspect? I think it makes the journals feel more personal too, if it's visible that it's you who made it. Okay, maybe 2 on each side. I mean, I do want to have space to write. Yeah, I think that's enough. And then we're just gonna go in sort of like a cross pattern like that. I think that's not enough color. That's a little darker. That's the one thing, if you don't prepare enough of the color mixture, then it's going to be a little bit of a variation. But I guess that just, again, adds to the handmade quality of what you're doing. Oh wow, the spacing is getting wider and wider. That's okay. I think it still looks cute. Again, if I had wanted it perfect, I could have measured it out, but yeah. Cute! I think that's very cute. Alright, now I'm just gonna have to be mindful of not smearing that, but I think we can keep working around it a little bit, at least down here in the corner here, and maybe up top here, like so. So for example, with her, oh well, maybe I do want the smaller one because then I have more space next to her for writing. Yeah. And then I tend to like to anchor my characters with a little bit of washi. But I'm not sure now that we have that pattern in here. Would that be too much if we also had some patterned washi paper? Washi strips? Let's see. I mean, washi strips come up pretty easily, so you can just glue it down and look at it. Well, I think actually that might work. And maybe some green. Like so. Get a little bit of layering going. Yeah, and then I would have some writing space there. And have the photo down here. This way. That might be cute. Let's see it with the photo on this side as well. And our cute barista cat. Yeah. Oh, how I would love to go to a cafe that was run by cats. That would be so fun. I think this is starting to feel a little too heavy, also because it sort of mirrors the width of this photo right here. That might be really nitpicky, but I think I'm gonna take it off. Maybe I just need to accept my sticker floating. And I'm not opposed to bringing some of these washi stickers in. Not stickers, why can't I? Washi tapes. Yeah, maybe down there with the photo, but... Oh. Oh. Still a little wet. Oh, I made some marks in there. But I think it will be okay if I put the clip back on. Because then I think I'm just gonna start gluing this down. I think I'm getting too... what's the word? Too careful. And that's not fun. You can also put this heavy pair of scissors down there. Okay. I actually don't go out for coffee very often. Not that I don't like coffee, but somehow I just seem to hardly ever go out for coffee, which might sound shocking to some people. But then if I do go, it definitely feels like a special treat, and so I quite enjoy that. And on that day it was just the right thing to just get out, change of scenery instead of being locked up at home. And this is a really cool coffee shop that is inside of a old schoolhouse. There's a bunch of businesses in the schoolhouse building, and so that's quite fun. Maybe... Oh no, but we wanted the cat there. Let's just put this down. Don't know why I'm so hesitant today. I think it might have something to do with having already had so much, like doing so many decisions of what book to work in, that now I want this to work out and I feel a little precious about it. Do you ever get that feeling where though you want to journal and just dive right in, it just sort of feels a little too important? It's weird, isn't it? It's just paper, but I guess we also want to have something nice to look at. Well, that would be cute too, somewhere. And then I also have this brown washi tape with some flowers on it. I feel like something needs to go here. Maybe I'm trying to add without there being any need to add anything. That could very well be happening. Yeah, that's cute. Let's have that be there. Okay, let's glue this photo down. And we have all the big pieces on the page. What is your favorite coffee to, or like drink to order at a cafe? Mine is definitely a latte macchiato with oat milk and vanilla. I think that's really yummy. So that's often what I get if I do go out. But they had a really fun menu, and because it's in a school, an old school building, all of the drinks have sort of like school-related names. And so I actually had the Dropout, which I think was, yeah, a latte macchiato, and then also vanilla and also chocolate in it. Really cool. And then usually it's made with 5 shots, which I was not going to do, so I reduced it to 2. Yeah. No, thank you. And then with this sticker, I'm trying to sort of find a good space so that if I do want to also write here, I have the space so that the writing can sort of flow around her, like so. Because it's, I do find myself sometimes collaging myself into a corner where the pictures look nice, but then I don't actually have space to add any writing. And I also had included in all of these just a little coffee. Do you want that somewhere? Is that a bit much? Maybe it's a bit much. Maybe I'm good with character stickers. How about that? And then I do have these coffee beans, but I think we need the writing. I think I need to see how that all looks together and then sprinkle these in. And maybe there's also a way to bring some of this washi tape over to the other side to make that feel cohesive. Just can't seem to figure out. Yeah, I should have added that underneath the photo. Yeah, don't like it on either. Yeah, well, if I don't like it, don't add it. I think I'm going to add the writing, and maybe I even write out the name of the coffee shop here. And then I'll be right back once I have that. Alrighty, as you can see, I filled in my writing. I added the name of the coffee shop here as a little header. I tend to really like making headers, and I also filled in the coffee order, the dropout that I had on that day. And yeah, I think this turned out really cute. I think this little drawn out patterny strip down the middle worked out really well. It really achieved what I was looking for in the sense that it brought a little bit more color to that monochromatic look that it first had. And it's just quite charming, I think. I also added another sticker here, this blue flower from a printable by Erin Ware, just again bringing in some more color. And I think this is exactly what I was looking for, in the sense that it gives me space to play around a little bit, but it's not overwhelming. And I'm quite excited that this might be it, that this might be the companion I stick with together with my Hobonichi daily journal. I did want to mention, if you would like to have your own little coffee cats or coffee shop run by cats, then these printables and more are going to be available starting April 1st at catcollageclub.com, but I always also have that linked below if you want to check that out. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing this time with me and helping me decide on this journal here. Let me know in the comments if you are making changes to your journal lineup now that we're heading into the second quarter of the year. I guess this is a good time to revisit our techukaigis and do a little bit of journal lineup spring cleaning, if that's even a thing. But yeah, I'd love to hear how your journaling is going. But other than that, thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Until next time, happy journaling!